hello. God, the light's bright. Let's turn that down a bit. Hello, 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 hello. Right, let's see if I've gone live. Check the computer. Got to look over the top of my glasses for that, so I'm sorry, guys. Are we refreshing? Oh, yes, it looks like I'm there. Looking over the top of my glasses, yes, it looks like I'm there. And I've got to turn the volume down on the computer, so I've got to look over my glasses again. Otherwise, we'll have double volume, which is not good. Right, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Right, it is about 5 to 11 because I'm about 5 minutes fast, as we all know. So I can sit and waffle for 5 minutes. How are you all this morning? It's a rather bleak Thursday morning here in Somerset. Not too warm either, which is not great because I've been living in my shorts and I've kind of got a good tan, which is great. So apparently I look really healthy. God, I must look really unhealthy normally then, but there you go. So it's Thursday, as I said. It's 11 o'clock, which means I must be live waffling to you guys as normal, so that's quite good. But just this has become my normal, and I actually have to say I quite like it. I feel sick beforehand, but I do quite like this kind of normal. I'm talking to my stamp sets and my punches that are stood in front of me. That's kind of, you know, it's kind of who I'm talking to, I suppose, imagining everybody out there, which is good. But there you go. So many of you now, please, many of you hopefully have received my pretty pink envelopes and have got your catalogues, which are really good. Don't forget, we've got a catalogue live launch tomorrow evening on Facebook. You'll just need to find me on Crunchy Crafts Facebook, and then I'm going to talk to you about a special event that I'm going to be setting up that there will be a small fee for, and that fee will cover your make and take packs, which will be being sent out to you, which we're going to do later in the month. So we're going to have a make and take evening, which will be really good. And there's going to be some fun and some games and different bits and pieces in that one, so that's going to be good. Right, so I've been obviously playing with new stuff from the catalogue like everybody else. Yesterday I placed my normal order, not my pre-order. I've ordered the peony bundle. I am so excited. Peonies are my flowers, so I'm really excited about that, and I've got loads of colour combos I want to share with you when I get them. I've kind of got lots of ideas for it, and I've looked at the peonies in my mum's garden and the peonies in the park, and I'm really lucky enough to live not very far away from a specialist peony garden centre. They're very expensive, but I really want to end up with a couple of peonies from there, so I'm saving hard for those because they are award-winning prize. They always win at the massive garden festival that's just happened virtually. I can never remember. Every year I say I'm going to go and I never get there. I'd love to go, but there you go. So I'm really excited about the peony bundle. I've ordered lots of others, but today we're going to be working with a bundle out of the catalogue, and very unusually I'm focusing on man cards. Man cards. So I'm on a mancation, for those of you that don't know. What this means is I'm having a holiday from dating and from having any men kind of in my life, apart from those that are very close friends and have been friends for years, or family. And so that started the end of last November and is going on right to the end of this year, which is quite cool actually. And I feel great. I feel great. I'm loving the fact that I'm me, I can do what I want, I'm not answerable to anybody. It's really good. So I kind of am making these man cards and I haven't got anyone to send them to. But hey, this suite has totally inspired me to want to play with man cards. So let's, oh, hang on, looking at the computer again. Oh dear, I don't know what I've done. Am I live? Is it okay? I can't see if I am, if I'm not. Right, okay, I presume I am. The computer's not playing very well today. So I'm going to turn, so remember, I'm going to turn you round and turn you down, and you're going to be looking at what is my catalogue. I printed my catalogue out from the PDF because I've got rid of all of the catalogues I had here, including the one that they they send us to as a demonstrator. I'm waiting for some more to arrive. So Mr. Brown is due to arrive today. So hopefully he's going to arrive. So let's turn you down and around. Right, are you ready? Down and around. Right, I'm just going to stand up so I can see what you're seeing. Just double check that that's okay. Right, that's good. So, morning Ali, morning Kit. Who else is? I can see who's on now. Morning Tracy. Morning Wendy. Morning Suzanne. Morning Sam. Right, I think that's all of you. If there's any more watching and I haven't said hi, you know, I apologise. Right, so we're focusing on the World of Good suite this morning. I love this suite. I love the colours and I love the stamps. So this is the whole suite, kind of like they've played with it. It's got these amazing papers here. And they've all got somewhere on them gold foiling, or 99% of them have. They are absolutely beautiful. I'll show you them in a minute. But this suite, it has much more to it than you actually first think when you see it. So let's turn the page a minute and I'll show you some more. So this is a bit more. So this is what they've designed, and this is the stamp set. So I'm going to move this out the way and then I'm going to show you the stamp set. So for those of you that want to know, this is on page 24 to 26 of the new annual catalogue. So let's pop that down. That will also be coming with me when we go back to going to class. That will be coming with me to go to class. And every stamp set that I've got in there, I have actually marked so that when you're looking for inspiration, you can actually then go to that file and you'll be able to go through it and you'll be able to ask me about the stamp sets I've got and what card samples we've done or requests that I do, projects with them, and it kind of will become quite interactive. A slurp of tea. I'm prepared this morning, no froggy throat. Right, so this is the Beautiful World stamp set. It's gorgeous. I love the fonts. It's got both sides of the globe. Now, I was pants at geography, to the point that I did not take geography or history to what was then O-level standard. Absolutely rubbish. I couldn't find my way out of a paper bag, to be honest, without my sat-nav. God knows how I repped for years without the sat-nav, and I did. And I planned my journeys, and I still do, more out of necessity now than anything else. But years ago, I used to be able to do it and just spend hours in the car. Now I can't. But funny story, when I came to make the card today, I had to look up on the internet which way the globes went, because I was about to stick this one in upside down. Kind of, please don't make that mistake, but there you go. So this is the stamp set. It's absolutely beautiful. You have got the north, south, east, west on the compass, so do make sure you stamp that up the right way. So that's the stamp set. Then I want to show you these dies. Oh, that's a good start. They're upside down. So these are the dies. Wow. Wow is all I can say to this. So there's a couple of little bits that aren't obvious to start with, and I wanted to be able to show you. So I've actually done lots of bits from them. So this bit here is longitude and latitude coordinates, I would presume. And it's not a die. It's actually and I'm really sorry if you can hear Dolly. She wants to be in here with me, but she's in the kitchen. And it debosses your cardstock, this one here. So can you see this? Can you see the debossing? I've kind of brought it up a bit, hopefully you can. Yeah, brilliant. So it debosses. It's great. It's lovely texture to go on your cardstock. So that's that one. Then this long one, this cuts like this. Can you see this? How gorgeous is this for creating edges down your card? Love this. So that's those two, which I think are really great for anybody that likes texture. Okay, so they're good. And you've got two stands for your globes. The die cuts your globes out perfectly. This is an ink stand. This is your feather, presumably to look like an ink pen, and you've just got a swirl. So that's those. Okay, so let's pop them to one side. Then last but not least, I'm going to talk to you about this. Oh, years ago, do you remember having to wet your paper, screw it up to get that kind of really scrunched up, Hang on, I'm just going to shut the other door because she's really crying now. She's absolutely fine. For those of you that know she was poorly, she's absolutely fine. We did our trip to the vets yesterday, and she has problems with her lady garden, let's put it that way. And she's got some cream and some medication and she's fine. But unfortunately, they still can't spay her because of COVID-19. They haven't got enough staff in, etc., etc. So we're still going to have to wait. But there you go. So that's Dolly. Right, so going back to, do you remember wetting your cardstock, scrunching it up? Because you wanted to get that really old world, scrunched up paper. And you had to leave it to dry before you use it. Not anymore. Look at this. This is beautiful. And the texture on it, I don't know if it's showing, it is so deep. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to show you what that does very quickly. Oops, look at the texture. It's beautiful. So that's either side. It's so tactile. So tactile. I'm using Bumblebee here. This is Bumblebee. I love Bumblebee. So this is so that's that. So we're going to use that today. So we're going to use all of these bits today. I've done my cutting early because to be honest, I'm still using my A4 machine. We are now one step closer, I think, to having our Stampin' Up machine, which will be the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. We have heard a bit more, which is quite good. Hopefully, kind of September time, I'm hoping the launch is going to be. So for those of you that are after those, somebody's asked me some questions about that as well. Yes, they do come with the basic plates, and yes, you can buy a magnetic plate to go with them. They are in the catalogue. I'll say more about that on Friday evening. Right, I'm going to pop these two bits to one side because I don't need these for a minute. So would you like to see the card we're making? I'm really excited about this, and I'm going to sit at my desk and do more of this today. This is our card. I'm just seeing if it catches up on the screen because you're a little bit behind me. So I know you can. Let me just lean over if you can see it. I'm loving this. Let's see if I can get you down a bit closer. This is going to be moving my tripod. Hang on. Is that better? Are we closer? Hang on. If I undo. Right, bear with me a minute. Can I? Whoops. Everything's going to fall now. Look. I want to. Oh, hang on, bear with me. Now I've undone all sorts of things. Tighten that back up. Oh, it's all going now. Hang on, how close are we? Oh, very close. Right, let's go back up with that one a bit. Oh, this is very professional this morning, isn't it, girls? Hang on. Oh, glad you can't see because I've got my tongue out now. I'm getting very stressed now. You know when they say it's not broke, so don't play with it? This is one of those examples. Right, I know you can see it now, so that's fine. I know that I've got to work in this space, so that's okay, that's fine. Tracy, morning, Tracy, morning. Right, so this is made with the World of Good suite. Absolutely love it. I've got to show you this. This is in the suite as well. How beautiful is this? This is, what's that say? This is ribbon. This is suede ribbon. Wow. It's absolutely beautiful. It feels like suede. It's in early espresso and I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. Can you see? Oh, can you only see my hand? Hang on. Let's have a look, see what you can see. So beautiful. So beautiful. So that is here on my card. Here on my card. Let's just move this back up a minute. Oh. Hang on. Morning, Margaret. Hang on, I'm stood trying now to desperately tighten up some notches. Morning, Heather. Right, that's better, hopefully. Oh, dear. Oh, I need a gin now. Right, so that's our card. So what I've used on this card is the embossing folder. I've used soft suede for my background. I've got cinnamon cider and bumblebee. This is some of the new paper. Can you see how shiny it is? I'm a girl, I've got to do shiny. So this paper is shiny. Then I've also got, can you see this? This is one of our gorgeous corners. Let me grab them. So also in this suite are buckles and corners. So if you're a girl and you like making handbags out your paper, perfect. You've got your buckles. You've also got fancy corners for suitcases. Absolutely beautiful. So we're going to be using one of the corners on our card. The ribbon. So we're doing a bit of everything. Okay. So it's really, I'm loving this card. Really love it. I'm loving the colours. In the suite, let me see if I can find the papers. Oops. Rattle, rattle, rattle. Right, so the colours in the suite are Basic Black, Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider, Crumb Cake, Early Espresso, Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow and Whisper White. So let's just have a quick run through. So this is the front of this page and this is the back. Okay, so now front and back. All right. Front and back, so you can see both of them together. Okay. Right, so this is the one I've used, so you can see the whole sheet of that. London is on here, and Scotland, and you know, we're on there. We're good. Okay, let's put that. So again, front, this is beautiful script on here. And where it's got the foiling on the other side, it's got a texture this side. Hang on. So that's the front and that's the back. Okay. So that's that one. Let's just, I need another pair of hands. I need an assistant, really. That's the front and that's the back. Shiny, shiny. I love shiny paper. I'm sure I was a magpie in a previous life. And then that's the front and that's the back. And even, it's just not plain black. It's got texture. It's really, really beautiful. For those of you that do journaling and memory books, those of you who used to like to travel and perhaps are hoping to in the future, it's great for that. It's just an amazingly beautiful set and the colours have completely inspired me. So today we've got Mossy Meadow, Soft Suede and, as I said, Bumblebee. And they're kind of the colours I've focused on with this accent of Early Espresso ribbon. So without further ado, let's get our card pieces and do some stamping because that's the bit I know you all want to see. So I'm just going to pop that there. So I've done a square card. So this is 5 7/8 by 5 7/8, which were 5 7/8 by the length of your A4 cardstock, which is 14.9 centimetres by the length of your A4 cardstock. All right, and I've scored it in half at 14.9. In the centre, I have a 4.5 by 4.5 inch square, okay, which is just going to go in the centre. I also have, oh, and I'm dropping bits and pieces that I'm going to need. That's no help, is it? I have a square of cinnamon cider, which is 4 5/8 by 4 5/8, which if I grab my trimmer, I can tell you is 11.8 centimetres square. We also have an 11.5 centimetre square piece of the DSP. And then last but not least, this piece started off about 4.5 inches wide, so 11.5 centimetres, and about 6 inches long, so about 15.2 centimetres. And what I did on this piece was I tore it first. So to tear your cardstock all you need to do is grab your piece of cardstock. And I tell you what, I'm going to tear this because I might use this piece on here. So you're just going to tear your cardstock like that. Let's just tear some edges. You don't have to be particularly, you know, there's no rhyme nor reason to it. Okay. So I tore all my edges and then I popped it into the embossing folder and I put it through the Big Shot, and that's what I've ended up with. So I've got torn edges and all this texture. So that's the first bit, and it's going to go onto my card. In fact, I'm going to tear that down a bit more. Let's just tear it down. The reason I tore it first is it's quite difficult to tear once it's got the texture. Brilliant. So I'm going to pop that bit down with some Tombow. Now, at the moment, Snail is no longer available and the new Stampin' Seal has not reached Europe yet. So Tombow, Tear and Tape and the fine glue pens are your option. I do have a couple of spare Snail refills. If anybody wants them, I can sell them to you. Please get in contact because I do have a couple of those. I also have a supply of Tear and Tape and of Tombow. If anybody needs any, get in touch with me and I can sort that out for you. Dimensionals are obviously available as well. Right, so the next thing I did was I layered both of these. But before I did that, I wanted to edge them to bring the Mossy Meadow in. Okay, I've had to re-ink my ink pad today. I'll show you my bone folder in a minute. So I just did my dauber and just went round the edges. I don't know about you, but I don't like white edges on DSP. So I like to try and, oops, not shoot my dauber across the room because obviously that would be not very sensible. So that's that one. It's just kind of bringing the colours together as well. Just going to do the same on this one, on the cinnamon cider. You could, if you wanted to, dauber your textured cardstock before you put it down, but I didn't feel the need to. It could be really nice done over with very lightly with soft suede. That could look really, really pretty. Right, so just pop that to one side. So both of those can just be popped down, and it's your choice how far you want to overlap them, if you want any of them to end up straight. I just thought it was quite nice to show all the texture and not to, I kind of get bored with just the same old layering. So I like to try and do a bit more. So I kind of going to bring that one right down there this time. So I'm going to bring that down there. All right, and I'm just pressing it down because I want it to stick quite well to the texture underneath. Right, and I'm going to bring this one in. Best make sure London is the right way up. There's London. Where else have we got? Paris is down there. I don't think it's quite to scale, but hey, I'm really not complaining. We're on there, which is good. Right, so I'm going to stick that one down as well. And again, it's definitely not straight because I don't want it straight. Right, there you go. So that one's stuck down as well. I'm going to pop the top on the glue for a minute. I might put this one. I might put that. Do I put that in or do I say? I'm going to save that for another card. Okay. Right. So let's get to some stamping. Oh, before I do, let's pop that one on so we don't lose it. So do you remember my tip about the glue dots, your ribbon, so that when you pull it back, there's your glue dot. Okay. So I'm going to pop that on there. And the glue dots fit perfectly up in that corner. Okay. So I'm going to pop that off. And pop that just into that corner. They kind of remind me of the, do you remember doing photo albums years ago? And you had those corners to slip your photos in. That's what they remind me of. So that's that one, okay? Right, so let's get to doing some stamping now. So that's our basic card popped out the way. So I've got some bits and pieces here that I need. So I've got a scrap of Very Vanilla. It's 1 inch wide. And I've just got a scrap of Very Vanilla to stamp some bits on. So the first thing we're going to stamp is our globes. So I've got a Mossy Meadow one. So let's do that one first. So let's bring this one up. You hide under there a minute. So I'm just going to take it straight down, never letting go of it completely, and then straight up. Doesn't matter whether you're straight on this piece of paper or not, because you are going to be cutting it out. Right, then I've got my soft suede, so I'll move this one out the way so I can clean it in a minute. I've got my soft suede, and again, I'm going to stamp it down and then bring it back up. Okay, I need my soft suede again, so I'm going to pop that one out the way. Right, on our inch strip, we're going to be using the new punch. And this punch does 1 inch, 3/4 of an inch and 1/2 inch. And it's got 2 different tops. So it's got a frilly kind of top and a squarish kind of top. I like this for the men. This is really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that in there to start with. And it's gone right to the end. And it's square. And I'm going to punch that one. So that's one end. Okay. So then I've got, let's line this stamp up properly, shall we? On this one, which says Adventure Awaits, the awaits is the straight bit. So I'm going to pop that down. Line it up so it's straight-ish. Straight-ish, that one is. And I'm going to do it about, the camera's very much in the way, down there. No, I'm not happy with that. That's really not straight. Right. Hang on. It's much easier to do this off camera, you know. Better. That's okay. That's better. Right. Now, I'm going to trim a little bit off the edge of this. Like that. And then I'm going to bring my punch back in again. Pop it in. Okay. Making sure it's straight. And punch that end. Okay. Now, I'm also going to be using this punch, which is now in the annual catalogue, because it's got this little bit here and a dot. Okay. Now, I couldn't get the ribbon through the dot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up fairly centrally, but I don't want it to come into the centre here, because otherwise the tag's going to cut it off. So I'm just bringing the very tip of the tag to the end, and I'm just punching that little bit out. Okay. I grab some ribbon and some glue dots, because I found this easier to have a glue dot ready on my pokey tool. Okay. Thread my ribbon through and kind of position it where I wanted it to be. Then let the top one go, pop a glue dot and pop that back on. Can you see that? Okay. Pop that back on. Turn it over. Grab another glue dot. Pop it on the back. And then turn it over. And then you can stick your tails where you want them. Okay. I'm just going to cut that like that. I'm going to have that one like that. Okay. So there we've got our tails as well. Morning, Pauline. Sorry you're late, but you'll watch it, or you'll watch a catch up later. That's cool. Right, so bit of a Blue Peter moment, because obviously I would need to die cut those. Okay, so here's 2 that I did and die cut earlier. So that's 2 of our bits. Then I have also very cleverly die cut these bits. Now, when you do your die cuts, this is what they come out like. Okay, this bit pops out like this. Smile, punch up, smile, moon, fruit basket. Yeah, I should be thinking of things to do with this, because I've now got 2. Anybody think of anything you can do with these? I'm sure Pauline could think of something. Eyebrows. They'd be like the kids' eyebrows these days, wouldn't they? I'll give these to Amy. She can just stick them on. That'll be fine. Right, okay, so you've got those bits. There's lots of texture in this as well. It's kind of got all this texture, so it actually feels and looks like a stand would. So now we're ready to put our bits of pieces to card. No, we've got one more bit of stamping to do. The inside of our card, let's pop all those bits to one side because we want to stamp those bits. And I did this in, did I do Mossy Meadow? I did do Mossy Meadow. Okay, so let's just ink this up. Now, there is a correct side on this, so I'm going to, I know where it is. I've got it on my block, so I know where the top is, okay? So I'm going to ink that up. And I'm going to pop it down just in the corner. And you can see it's got east and west on the correct sides, and it's got north and south, okay? I can go for clean as well. So before I stick this in, I'm just going to use my dauber because I know it's still got ink on it. There you go. Right, I can pop my dauber away in a minute. Okay, so that's going to go inside. So let's pop it inside. I like to finish my cards off inside. I don't always do a sentiment inside because I kind of like to write my own messages. So I'm going to pop that one inside. There you go. So that's our inside finished. Okay, right, so now we've got our bits together, we can start assembling this. Okay, so we've got our Adventure Awaits tag, and there they are. I was going to say, I thought I'd popped some dimensionals ready. So I've got my dimensionals, 3, 1, 2, 3. But before I pop this on, I actually want to, let's take this all up a bit. There we go. I just want to go around the edge, so very lightly, because I want to bring the colours all together because we've got a green globe. Of course, if you were feeling really, really artistic, you could get your watercolour pencils out and very gently colour the sea on your globe. I wasn't feeling that artistic this morning. I've always wanted a globe. Always wanted a globe. Right, I'm going to kind of put this straight at the bottom. Kind of, being the operative word. Right, okay. So you've still got a little bit of texture. You can see all the different layers still. So one of my globes I've stuck down completely. I'll bring both of those in, you can see. So I'm going to do them, I'm going to do them the same way around. Right, fine glue pen would be a really great option here. Either that or lay your silicone mat down and glue on that. But kind of winging it here. So if you notice, I haven't glued the top bit deliberately because I want to be able to slide my globe in. So I'm going to pop that one there on the card and stick those edges down. Okay. Take my globe, make sure it's the right way up because that really helps. Especially as we're on there, we'd have all been upside down otherwise. And I'm sliding it in underneath and just popping it in. There you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So that's that one. So the next one, oops, where's it gone? Right. I want to pop this up on dimensionals. So you know those little edges that we all use? Brilliant for this. So a little one down the middle, a little one at the bottom. I've got glue on my finger now. And a little one at the top. Perfect. Just peel all those bits off. They are only going on my desk when I'm chucking them, by the way, not on the floor. But as I'm the person that does the hoovering in our house, it doesn't make much difference anyway. Right, I'm going to pop that one there. Let's grab three dimensionals. Goodness knows what's going on at the back door. Pop my globe in its stand, just like that. And there you go. That is our man's card, completely finished. And I have to say, it was not painful at all. Not painful at all. Really, really enjoyed making it. And I'm hoping that adventure does await and that we can all do other things. So don't forget to come back and join me tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock when we've got a Facebook Live catalogue launch. I will make more projects with this. I might even put a project up on the blog extra with this because I'm really loving it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow evening and then hopefully again on Monday morning. Take care for now. Have a lovely weekend. Don't forget, if you haven't got a catalogue and you'd like one, you can get hold of me. Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp Messenger. Go to crunchycrafts.co.uk and request a catalogue. I'll send them to you. Yeah, there's lots of ways to get hold of a catalogue. You can find me online. You can order through me online. So, yeah, and I'm loving this. And I can't wait to see what you guys make with this as well. I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye.